Hi everyone, this is Cassie and these are the weekly tarot horoscopes for the week of April the 10th to April the 16th. If you want to check out last week's predictions, you can click on the link above and make sure you like this video, subscribe to my channel if you enjoy the way I interpret the cards, so that these videos reach a larger audience. Don't forget to check out the card of the day. It's a card with a short description of the vibes of each day. And if you want to find me for a more personal and detailed tarot reading, you can always reach me on my website www.kassikai.com, where you will get 3 free minutes with your subscription and every month more free minutes. But let's see what the energies of this week look like. For Aries, we had the King of Cups and now it's the Ten of Cups. The King of Cups is someone in your life, a water sign or ascendant person, Pisces, Cancer or Scorpio, someone that plays a significant role either as a person or as an energy, and he symbolizes matters of the heart that must have been in your focus last week. This week you have the Ten of Cups, a very nice energy, shows completion, so this week a stage will be completed in a very positive and very pleasant way. The Ten of Cups, as all tens, points to the participation of other people in your life, and the Ten of Cups can be a group of people, your family or a community, and you will come together in a very positive and pleasant union in a way that will make you all very happy. For some of you, maybe the next step in your relationship will happen this week, or a chapter has ended and a new chapter is about to begin, so maybe you will talk about how to make a relationship more committed, more solid, and more official. If you want to know how someone feels about you, they have very positive feelings. They are in touch with their feelings, especially if in the past there was confusion and hesitation. You are now starting a more positive phase, and tens in general are the highest manifestation of their suit, and this 10 is the higher expression of feelings. So feelings will be very positive this week. Another interpretation of this 10, which would be the other side of the same coin, is that you may find that in a personal relationship you have reached the cap of emotional growth, so it can get more than what it is at this stage. But make sure that you are not rushing things or forcing things to happen prematurely, because that may not produce the results that you are hoping for. Don't forget that water energy is passive, so for the coming 2 weeks it's best that you follow the natural flow of things without putting force or too much pressure. Fast energies continue this week for you, Taurus. You had the Six of Swords last week, a card of movement, a card of action, fast developments. So for some of you, things were moving fast last week, or you were moving forward and away from a situation that has been stressful. Now this week with the King of Swords, there seems to be someone in your life, a near sun or ascendant male, Libra, Aquarius or Gemini, who will play a role in this week's energies and developments. The Knight of Swords is someone whose primary concern is to do the right thing. He likes to do what is fair and what is logic, and for that reason you may find that they are putting their feelings aside and they appear very cold and very distant. That doesn't mean they have no feelings, but in many cases they will try to suppress their feelings to control them, especially if they sense that their emotions could get them in trouble in some way, or they could get in trouble someone they care for. If you're wondering how someone feels about you, they feel the need to be fair and honest with you. In that process, they may decide to take distance, as they don't want to drag you into situations that would cause big problems in their life or in yours. This person must have been deeply hurt before, or a relationship got them in big trouble in the past. And if you want a passionate or a romantic person who will send you flowers or will remember your birthday, This is not the person for you, probably. The priorities of this person are far from romantic. That doesn't mean they are not capable of love, they are, but in their own peculiar way. So what you need to decide is whether your needs and your expectations and your energy in general is aligned with them, and whether you're a good match or not. Keep in mind that you cannot change this person. They are who they are, and they will continue to be that way. If you're dealing with legal matters, this week there will be some good news for you, or you may have to get legal advice, especially if you feel that there's someone who's taking advantage of you at work or in a professional situation. This week you will make a fair and honest decision for you, and that can get easier if you think about things logically without letting strong emotions cloud your view. You will have a very enlightening talk that will clear up the air around the confusing situation. For Gemini, we had the Magician, and now it's the Three of Wands. The Magician is the card of the self, so last week you must have focused on yourself and on your own needs, or someone around you has been selfish and inconsistent. With the Three of Wands this week, it appears that you will put things into a new perspective. The Three of Wands is a fire card that motivates you and inspires you. It's actually the Sun in Aries, astrologically, and that's a very active and powerful placement for the Sun. It says that the time is now and you can be very efficient in whatever you do in the present moment. It's possible you will receive news from abroad, from foreign countries, or there will be a connection to foreign places, so you may decide to organize a trip, or there will be news about traveling. Also, if you are in a long-distance relationship, you will plan something with your partner, and you will be making plans together, maybe to meet up or something along these lines, especially if things have been rocky in previous weeks. Your moods will improve too, you will feel more optimistic, and you will receive positive news that you've been expecting for a while now. Also, if you have been in a dilemma or you were trying to make a decision, expect that this week a third element will appear, something that was not there or you could not see before. And now this element or this person, because it could be a person, shows up and in some way influences a situation. Wednesday appears to be a significant day this week, so you will probably get news then, or something you've been waiting for will materialize, so it will be interesting to see how things will manifest then. If you want to know how someone feels about you, they feel very drawn to you, but at the same time they appear to be waiting for something from you. Perhaps a move or a sign, and for that reason you may find that they are not very active and they don't take initiative. The Three of Wands is the card of the previous decan, and that means between 31st March and the 10th of April there must have been some significant developments that will set the tone for the coming months. For Cancer, it's the Ten of Wands, while last week you had the Sun. After the warm and positive vibe of the Sun, the energy is changing this week with the Ten of Wands. Expect a busy week. You will have much on your plate, and there might be someone or a group of people that will put pressure on you, and you will be dealing with many different things at once, many different responsibilities, obligations, and things may get a little overwhelming. For that reason, you will probably need to prioritize, to decide if you want to go ahead with certain things or not, and to let go of things that you don't have the time to do or you're not interested in doing. There seems to be a connection in your life that this week will cause some stress, some tension, and if you're wondering about how another is feeling about you, this person feels some pressure from your connection. That's why it's advised that you loosen the grip a little and let this person make their own decisions when it comes to your relationship. Because if you are pushing them in any way, they will not respond in a way that you like. They will probably withdraw and become distant. And that's happening for several reasons. Maybe your situation is complicated and the weight of it is very heavy on their shoulders, or for one reason or another, they are struggling to move forward in a positive way. There seem to be other people involved, and that makes things much more complicated. Don't forget that tens always show interference from other people, and you need to take all those different energies into account. Events that happened back in December, between the 13th and the 20th December, this week will probably come to a resolution or a completion, especially since tens show the final stages of something. They show that the cycle is soon being completed and you are about to enter a new chapter. And at this stage you may feel ready to do anything for this situation to go ahead or to be completed, but make sure that you are not taking on the burden of another, because being devoted and being overburdened are two very different things. The most important thing to know for this week is that you cannot do everything by your own. For Leo, we had the World, and now it's the Queen of Swords. The World is the end of a stage, and it often comes with a reward. It's a good vibe, a good energy, as it shows that you have made progress and you've completed an important stage. The Queen of Swords is someone who's a near Sun or Ascendant, Libra, Gemini or Aquarius, and that person will play a role in your life this week. There will probably be a very important talk or messages, a talk about a relationship, a trip, or a professional endeavor. There might be a disagreement too, nothing too serious or too disruptive, but it will be something that will require your attention or a clarification in order for something to move forward. The Queen of Swords seems to be the person or the event that triggers the beginning of a new phase after the World. The Queen of Swords seems to be the person or the event that triggers the beginning of a new phase after the World. Perhaps something was not clear and you wanted to express your thoughts, to give or get an explanation, to see the whole picture, and that's going to happen this week. The Queen of Swords is about doing what is right, what is fair, it's about the truth, and you will know the truth of a situation. If you want to know how someone feels about you, they are rationalizing their feelings, they are filtering their feelings through logic, and their actions and reactions will be in tune with what their logic tells them. That means they may not be very expressive emotionally, but this is an air energy, and since you are a fire sign, you understand this energy well because fire and air blend well together. You will be on the same wavelength and you will communicate in a way that brings more understanding in a situation. The Queen of Swords has a timeline of approximately 12 days, and there will be some talks or negotiations that will start this week, and they will probably be completed in 2 weeks' time. For Virgo, we had the Seven of Cups, and now it's the Nine of Swords. The Seven of Cups is a scattered energy, and that's why it's often associated with options, with possibilities, and with daydreaming. Perhaps last week you were confused, thinking of all the options and possibilities you have, or you felt that you did not have much control over circumstances. With the Nine of Swords this week, whatever happened the previous days or the previous weeks must be causing you a lot of stress. Perhaps you are thinking to cut someone off, especially if you feel that your communication is hurting you in some way, because swords are associated with communication, with our thoughts, and perhaps your thoughts around a change that happened last week will gravitate towards negative. The Nine of Swords is one of the cards that are considered difficult in tarot, and it does show issues that need to be resolved, especially if you've been in denial about something or you feel that something is too complicated to deal with. However, it's also a card of great understanding and clarity, even if we are dealing with truths that we don't want to admit. If you want to know how someone feels, this person is rather distant at the moment and they feel that your communication is very hard, that you don't understand each other's needs. The presence of this card shows that the area of communications is where you need to work with someone, because that lack of understanding and the lack of quality of communication is hurting you both. That's the energy of the Nine of Swords. It's words and communications that hurt, and you may want to put an end to that. The Nine of Swords is Mars in Gemini, and that means your words and your ability to communicate your thoughts is now very powerful, as is your ability to control and manipulate through words. I would not advise you, of course, to try and manipulate anyone through words, but that's a possibility with the Nine of Swords, so I have to say that too. However, keep in mind that Mars can be unpredictable, so try to think before you speak to avoid conflict. Between the 1st and the 10th of June, you are going to have a talk that may not be very easy or very smooth, but it will be very enlightening. For Libra, we had the Page of Wands last week and now the Two of Cups. The Page of Wands must have opened a new door for you, and fresh energy came into your life in the form of a message that set the wheels in motion in things that were stuck, or you got an interesting offer. Now, the Two of Cups is a crucial moment in one of your personal or professional relationships. Whether it's romantic, business, or some other type of relationship, this is that exciting moment full of promise of something deeper. While the promise of an intense connection of some sort is there are no guarantees that it will turn into something more. For now, though, the possibility of more is enough. You will feel open and optimistic about this new relationship, but try not to drag too many expectations into the picture. The Two of Cups is Venus in Cancer, and you will feel very empathic, almost psychic this week. You will have strong intuitive impressions, significant dreams that can be symbolic or even prophetic, and you will find that you are connecting with someone on a very deep level, telepathically in some cases, so don't be surprised if while you are thinking about someone, you suddenly get a text or a phone call from that person. This week you can tap into the collective subconscious and get guidance and spiritual messages. If you want to know how someone feels about you, feelings are romantic, sexual, and they feel there is chemistry, compatibility, and that you are on the same page. The Two of Cups is a romantic union, and that's why you should expect some very pleasant moments this week. The strong days of this week are Tuesday and Friday. For Scorpio, we had the Queen of Cups and now the Page of Swords. You will feel very curious and inquisitive this week, especially if a certain person, probably a female since you had the Queen of Cups last week, revealed something very significant to you and you are thinking what your next steps should be. The Queen of Cups is a supportive presence around you, and it's someone that will give you valuable advice, especially in matters of the heart. Wait and listen before you act. There will be a tendency to act on impulse this week or to say something that you will later regret. So try to hold your tongue and give it some thought before you speak. It's very important to not share your secrets this week. You may notice there are gaps in someone's story and you may suspect that they are lying to you. Don't fill those gaps of your unanswered questions with assumptions. The truth will come to light for sure this week, and you may be very surprised when the whole story will be revealed. Communications will be intense this week. Expect many messages, phone calls, emails. Try to filter communications through a rational lens and don't let strong emotions get in the way. Try to give responses that are short and reasonable and don't over-explain yourself, as you may come across as dishonest. Your mind will be very sharp this week and your thoughts clear and concise. That's why you can do really well in anything that has to do with exams, interviews, and with expressing your thoughts. If you are thinking of applying for a job or a service, this is a good week to do so, as you will probably get a fast and positive response. If you want to know how someone feels about you, they want to get to know you better, but one thing that you should keep in mind is that the energy of pages is generally immature, so there might be a difference in your level of maturity. The first part of this week, between Monday and Wednesday, is when you will experience the energy of this page the most. For Sagittarius, we had the Queen of Swords and now it's the Nine of Cups. The Queen of Swords shows that your communications must have been quite interesting last week, and someone who's an air sun or ascendant, Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius played a key role in your life. The Nine of Cups you got this week gives the promise that you will be happy with the results that you are going to produce. The Nine of Cups is said to be the wish card in tarot, in the sense that a wish comes true. It doesn't have to be a big life-changing wish. It can be something that will make you feel satisfied with your progress, something that will show you are on the right track. The Nine of Cups shows positive feelings, feelings of attraction, appreciation. So if you're wondering how someone feels about you, the answer is they like you and they enjoy spending time with you. Also, you will probably make plans for a date or a dinner with them and you will have a great time. Something that happened between the 1st March and the 10th of March, something that probably marked the end of a cycle, may now trigger a series of events that will bring one of your desires into reality. The Nine of Cups is Jupiter in Pisces, and that means you will get the chance to smooth over and sweeten up relationships that have been difficult, and this week in particular will give you a glimpse of what to expect in the coming months. Pisces is a psychic sign, and with a Jupiter there, expect that your psychic abilities will be strengthened. That means you may get a telepathic message or you may even have a prophetic dream this week. For Capricorn, we had the Death and now it's the Five of Wands. The Death marks the completion of a stage. It's when something comes to a head, but in a way that may feel a little uncomfortable. Now, the Five of Wands will put you in the center of attention this week, and you will have to go through some sort of competition, and there will be a situation that will require that you stand out somehow. You may have to deal with competitors at work, people who are going after the same reward, or in your love life you may have a rival to deal with, or somehow you will have to prove yourself right. The energy of the Five of Wands is very active because Wands are fire cards, so if things have been slow, now you will notice that things are speeding up and many developments will happen this week, one after another. If you want to know how someone feels about you, there is attraction, sexual desire, there is warmth and interest, no doubt about that, but there is also power struggles in your relationship, and in many cases you are fighting just for the sake of it, without any serious reason. There might be a dynamic, a certain pattern that keeps replaying, and you are getting in some sort of contrast all the time. Now, that can be exhausting at times, or it could be something that keeps your relationship alive. But if you feel tired of it, you may want to start exploring other options, because you will have other options and there will be those who will fight for your attention. Friday seems to be the strong day of this week, when the energy of the Five of Wands will reach its culmination and you will stand out in some way. For Aquarius, we had the Devil and now it's the Five of Cups. The Devil shows attachments, obsessions, addictions, so it can be a difficult energy at times, but for some of you, it means that an ambition materialized or that you came into some money last week. The Five of Cups shows that emotionally you will feel a little low, either because you think there's something that's been lost or something that's missing, or because something didn't go the way you expected. Last week must have been a revelation, a realization, and maybe that's one of the reasons that you are feeling let down. Someone failed to live up to your expectations, and you may even feel the desire to get back at them, feeling a little vindictive now. I suggest that you let the dust settle first until the end of this month, because there will be more elements that will come into play, things that you don't expect, and the picture will change again. Give it some time, observe, try to calm down your feelings, try to connect with more positive energies, with people you trust, to bring some balance and to counter this energy. The Five of Cups is Mars in Scorpio, and that's about going deep, examining or re-examining what makes you want to do the things that you do. It's about making your urges, your drives conscious, and it's about connecting with the darker aspects of your personality. So it's about accepting, acknowledging, and working with your shadow, which is actually a good thing because it will help you understand your needs better and make plans accordingly. If you want to know how someone feels, there is some disappointment, some regrets, so things that happened between you in the past are causing some difficult energies at the moment. But don't try to figure out everything at this stage. Give it a few days and you will see energies shifting again. The strong day of this week seems to be Friday. For Pisces, we had the Three of Swords and now it's the Knight of Pentacles. The Three of Swords is a rather difficult energy as it shows separation, heartbreak, hard feelings. So something must have happened last week that made you feel a little bad. This week the Knight of Pentacles shows slow but solid progress, so I expect that things will start stabilizing. The Knight of Pentacles is someone in your life who's an Earth Sun or Ascendant, Virgo, Capricorn or Taurus, and you will make progress with this person. Maybe they are not as fast as you'd like them to be and their pace is much slower than yours, but that's because they want to be sure of their decisions, of their choices. They dislike risks, they dislike surprises, and that allows them to create situations that are long-lasting, long-term, and that's what they are interested in anyway. If you want to know how someone feels about you, they are interested in you, they have serious intentions, they want a serious relationship, not just a fling, and that's why they will take slow steps. Now that could taste your patience a bit, but after a while you will be thankful that they did, because often relationships that start too fast and they move too fast, they also end too fast. So if you two are interested in a serious relationship, maybe you should give this person some time and let them lead. Now, the Knight of Pentacles is also good news about career, good news about money. Maybe you will get some money this week, or maybe you will have to travel to get money. Or you will have to deal with the practical issue that came up in the past and it's still not resolved. That too may be associated with money in some way or with your work. Generally, you should expect that situations that start this week will take a couple of weeks to show their full potential. So these were the weekly tarot horoscopes for the week of April the 10th to April the 16th. I hope you enjoyed them and I will see you again next week. Have a great week.